And now let's bring on Kim Castro, who's been tracking everything. Are we looking any better out there, Kim?
We really are. We're starting to see the majority of those snow bands lightening up. My gosh, I spent the entire morning outside watching this historic event, and I encourage you to do the same. First and foremost, call your neighbors, call your friends, make sure they have power. If they don't, ask them if they need something, if they need you to walk over some extra blankets, especially if you have a neighbor that's maybe elderly or lives alone. Just check in on everybody. Once that's done, oh yeah, I really do encourage you to open the door, go outside, look at the snow, and it's substantial snow at that. We're still seeing a couple of flurries even in the downtown area. If you live nearby, the Highland Heights, Hawthorne Place, starting to see the snow wrap up, but there's still plenty of it to enjoy on the ground. Good for little snowball fights. This is likely your kid's first snowfall. If you don't have kids, hey, you could tell them about it later on. In 2025, it's snowed in Houston. Take pictures, they might not believe you. Fairbanks, some light flurries happening there too. Then a thicker snow band from Pinehurst through Tomball, the Woodlands, Conroe, Willis, and Cleveland. This is likely going to be one of the last for this snow event. So if you can, do it safely, go outside, soak it in. Hey, by the way, you can lick those snowflakes as they're falling down. Do not take the snow and eat it off the ground. That is germy, gross, don't do it. But if you want to taste those snowflakes, do it as they're falling. Galveston Island, look at that view. Oh man, the wind is still howling a little bit along the coastline. You notice those palm trees swaying. The waves are choppy, but the waves meet up with snow. Oh, that's such a beautiful, beautiful sight. Gulf Freeway blanketed in snow. I'm so happy to see. There's mostly nobody on the roads, and that is what we want to see all the way through tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk about why. I know the snowfall is wrapping up, but it's going to stick around with those temperatures hovering around freezing, and then whatever melts will freeze over into ice. So that's why I do not want to see any cars out there. If you are an essential worker, you need to get to your workplace nice and slow. Don't hit the brakes. If you've got to stop, do a pumping motion. I learned that when I worked in Oregon and forecasted snow. I never thought I'd get to see that here in Houston. Hobby Airport clocked in about 3 inches of snow. Crosby about 4, like Houston 2.5. Substantial snow area wide. We told you you'd see snow in your backyard, and guess what you did? 2 to 3 inches in Sugar Land, Houston, downtown, 3 to 4 inches area wide. Down to the coastline, 1 to 2 inches for Galveston, 1 to 2 for Alvin, Baytown, 2 to 3 inches. I cannot believe this shot at the Outdoor Miller Theater. This is incredible. This looks like Aspen. We don't have to travel this year. We could save some pockets of cash because we got a nice little snow day here in Houston. Amazing. Everybody getting creative with their sleds, surfboards out there. Did you see Sherman? If not, I'm sure we clipped it on social media. So go to X, go to Instagram, go to Facebook. Sherman went sledding down the hill. It was incredible. It was just so fun. We are truly having an incredible time. And our Jason Miles has been showing us some amazing sights. He's still out there now. You're in your Friendswood. You're in the storm tracker. Tell us how conditions are looking now. Oh, it looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Quite a sight to see in Southeast Texas since we're not used to seeing it, Kim. The road's still fairly quiet, although activity has picked up over the last hour or so. We've seen a lot more vehicles out on the road. I'll take myself out of this shot. You can see the warning sign up here. Icy conditions exist. Watch for road crews. Watch for other drivers as well. We've had a couple of people going a little too quickly on the roads given the conditions out here, but most people seem to be taking their time, watching the folks in front of them, behind them, side to side. We've seen patrol units out here as well, keeping an eye on things, and a lot of people on the sidewalks outside of their homes, outside their apartment complexes, just taking photos, having fun in the snow. We've seen endless snowmen, be them small as they may. It's still quite a sight to see here in the Friendswood, Webster, and now we're heading toward Kemah area. You may see the Hilton up there in the foreground. That sits right on Clear Lake, so we're on NASA Parkway heading toward Kemah right now. And the road conditions compared to other places, it seems to be more packed right here, more slushy but kind of solidly packed. And that's something you need to watch out for as we go through a hard freeze again, but as we've mentioned over and over again, the refreezing will make this even more treacherous. So just be cognizant of that. Again, stay at home if you can. If you have to work, be very, very careful out on the roadways. It's best to just take your time. If you need to be late, then so be it. Otherwise, enjoy this very rare snow day here in Southeast Texas. That's the latest from the Clear Lake, greater Clear Lake area. I'm Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, Jason, as you're driving down that road, we were talking about it as well, Jason Bristol and I, about coming in and kind of driving on the snow. You really can't go too fast. So if you have to be out on the roadways, please slow down, make sure your headlights are on.
Yes.
But again, with conditions expected to worsen tomorrow, we kind of have to reassess things. And we know a lot of school closures may be happening again tomorrow. So we have all those updates on KHOU.com. But you don't want to be out on the roads if you don't have to be.
And many of those schools have already closed for tomorrow. So certainly they've been looking ahead, the school districts. Now let's go to Cyprus, where my family reported about 3 inches of snow this morning. Jalissa Garza is in Cyprus. So Jalissa, what's it like where you are now?
Well, Jason and Reka, throughout the morning, I will say it was really cold at 4 a.m., but I can tell you now the wind has calmed down a little bit. There's no more snow falling down, and we've actually been able to see more cars make their way. I mean, you can see one coming down here right now. Earlier, about an hour ago, even 45 minutes ago, the road had a lot of slush still from the ice, from the sleet, from the snow. But now it's really cleared up, helping drivers make their way down this road. But I will say up and down 290, whether you're exiting Mason or Mushki, or even heading towards 99, because we've seen that open all morning, everything has gone smooth, because all morning we have seen TxDOT crews come in and treat these roads to make sure that people can get through them. I mean, we saw some constable deputies, some sheriff's deputies getting through. Nothing's closed. Everything seems to be moving fairly smoothly since the morning, when we know conditions were completely different. But, you know, as we've talked to TxDOT, they say that those overpasses, like over there going towards 99, have been hot spots for them. They want to make sure that those are clear, that first responders can get through them, that those essential workers are able to get through them. So if you're out and about in Cyprus right now, still, you want to be careful and be cautious, because a lot of the roads that are in the neighborhood still have some of that slush mixture. But overall, here along 290 heading towards 99, it seems to be clear. But that doesn't mean, you know, pedal to the metal and don't be cautious. But just a good update for those who are maybe trying to go get some food. We've seen a Whataburger open, Buc-ee's open, but I still got to say, Reka and Jason, this morning we didn't really see that many people out there at Buc-ee's, and even into this afternoon we still haven't. So I mean, if you're hungry, maybe I can get y'all a sandwich or something, bring it back, but it may take me a while to get to you. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and toss things back to the studio. Live in Cyprus, Jalissa Garza, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, normally about 35-40 minutes. Probably will take you a little bit longer to get back to the Galleria area. Thank you, Jalissa. And really, when you look at the road behind her, the frontage road, that is one of the better roads we've seen thus far.
Yeah, absolutely clear there. You know, we've seen a lot of folks have fun in this weather. We see the snowball fights, we see the sledding, but it is still dangerous weather if you are out there in the elements. Right now, we're going to go to Orko Mana. He is in West Harris County off of Fry Road, where a body was discovered in a parking lot. Orko, what have you learned?
Well, Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says that the person who was found dead is likely, possibly an unhoused male out here at this Wendy's parking lot. You can see the sheriff's vehicles here, as well as the medical examiner's vehicle, which came here just about 10 or 15 minutes ago. Again, we're told by the sheriff's office that a unhoused, possibly unhoused male was found here outside the parking lot. That information coming down about an hour ago, just before 11 o'clock. We are off South Fry Road, just south of the Katy Freeway. And again, you were talking about those cold conditions. They can get very, very dangerous. The sheriff also posting on X, saying that this is likely weather related. Again, the temperatures very, very cold, especially if an individual is unhoused. Staying outside, nowhere to go, can be very dangerous for them. We know that officials all across Harris County and all across the region have been saying to the unhoused population that there are warming centers and shelters available for them to go to try to stay warm in this extreme cold, in these frigid temperatures. temperatures, and that is a great reason to get into those shelters, because unfortunately incidents like this can happen. Again, we're seeing a sheriff's vehicle out here, as well as the medical examiner's office that came out here again just in the past 15 minutes or so. Not too many more details we know at this point, but we of course will continue to ask more questions. But again, the sheriff saying that this is likely a weather-related death. So again, just a really tragic scene out here. Reporting live in Harris County, Orca Amanda, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, an awful story to hear, especially with the weather like this. We know that tomorrow we're expecting those same frigid temperatures. Those warming centers are still open. We know law enforcement officers, volunteers have been getting out there telling folks in the unhoused population to find a place to stay, because we're still in the thick of this.
Without a doubt. And so now let's bring in meteorologist Kim Castro. Refreeze tomorrow morning, that is certainly on top of mind, but when you look at the temperatures throughout the day, will there be any relief later on Wednesday?
You know, not really. If you start to think about temperatures over the next 36 hours, we're still going to see dangerous conditions. So that is the scary side of this winter storm. These are our neighborhoods. These are our communities. So when you are out and about enjoying the snow, if you do see somebody out there that is unhoused, call the authorities, try to get them some help. It is cold, and cold enough to be extremely dangerous for us to be in outside, especially if unprotected. 30 degrees, colder than where we were yesterday, down by 9, so still sub-freezing. And then with this wind chill, right now winds sustained at 28 miles an hour. So in a couple spots, winds have relaxed, but in others, they're still at around 30 miles an hour. And so that brings you a significant wind chill. It actually feels like it is 15 degrees. So shave off 15 from the actual air temperature for what it feels like on your skin. Now, why does that happen? Our bodies, when we're this cold, release heat from our exterior, and this creates a little layer around your skin to try to keep you insulated. Well, when the wind comes by, it blows that layer right off your skin. Your body releases even more heat to, again, try to protect itself. Wind wipes off that layer again and again. Slowly but surely, your body loses heat fast. So that's why this kind of cold can be really dangerous for you. Current wind chills across the area: 19 degrees in Liberty, 12 in Mont Belvieu. The wind speeds are at around 10 to 15 miles an hour for most spots. A couple of isolated areas, though, 20 miles an hour, just about for Hobby Airport, and then Galveston clocking in at about 30 miles an hour. Neighborhood temperatures: Jersey Village, you're sitting at 31 degrees, Rice Military 30, so both of those spots below freezing still, right at the freezing marker for Bush Airport, for Tomball. Edo 27, so still in the 20s. Deer Park 29. We're socked in with cloud cover right now. We're expecting the clouds to break a little bit, and that should push our temperatures slightly above freezing, but we remain under several warnings and alerts. So I'm going to walk you through them right now. We're still under a winter storm alert, winter storm warning here in pink, and that lasts until 6 o'clock. That's because of the winter precipitation and the very hazardous driving conditions. Now, we get out of this warning by 6 o'clock tonight. Notice at this point, temperatures are a few degrees above freezing. So with the sunshine in the sky, we will see some warming. That isn't good news, though, for drivers, because of course we've been talking about this throughout the morning, and we'll continue to warn you throughout the day. These warming temperatures are going to melt the snow. It's not going to do anything to warm up the ground because it's coated in the snow. What it is going to do is melt it, and then when we refreeze overnight, becomes ice. So here are the warnings that we still have to look out for. Aside from the precipitation, the actual temperatures have us under a cold weather advisory until 6 o'clock. So the wind chill, no matter where you are, is going to be between 12 to 20 degrees. It gets worse. Then we pick up another watch, extreme cold at this point. So it starts right when that other advisory expires, and it lasts all the way through 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. And at this point, the wind chill is in the single digits area-wide, between 7 to the teens, 18 degrees. And that is when it's going to become exceptionally dangerous for anybody that's vulnerable. So the elderly, folks that lose power, folks that are unhoused. That's why I ask you to be vigilant and be proactive and check in on one another. Overnight forecast for tonight, 18 degrees in Houston. If you live in Katy, you'll drop down to 21 degrees, Sugar Land 20. Again, this is the actual air temperature, not factoring in the wind. So you can shave off about 10 degrees for what it actually feels like on your skin, all the way up to 15 degrees colder than the actual air temperature. So a hard freeze is in effect tonight. We are still tracking dangerous temperatures for ourselves and for our homes, putting our piping, our heating, our protective barriers in jeopardy. Roads are dangerous, and we're going to have to monitor this through the afternoon. So even though the coldest temperatures wrap up tomorrow morning, through the afternoon, we have that threat for icy roads. So we are under 2 weather impact alert dates, guys. So Reka, Jason, these are going to be temperatures that we'll monitor throughout the day, especially into the overnight hours.